Hello everyone, this is Dr. H. Today I will show you how I made this lovely owl characters. If you want to see this character in action, I have made short animation video you can watch on my YouTube shorts. Okay everyone, delete the cube, but I decided to make interesting with it. I selected the cube and went in edit mode and started to give the shape of owl body. Of course keeping reference images on side. First I started with blocking head. Then after the completion of blocking head I started drawing owl body with Blender annotations tool, which is great. By doing this you can get proper proportion and of course clear vision of our imagination. After for marking proportion of body I duplicated the head and stacked them vertically. This is just for reference. Make sure to separate them out with your main mesh by putting them in different collections. Then start extruding the body. You can see the shape of banana. Mostly all birds have same kind of shape like banana. Always think like this. Find simple shapes or relate the shape which you are familiar with. This is very helpful to create complex model. After I started leg modeling. This type of leg you can mostly find in animals. And also make sure to put at least 3 loop in joint area, these will create smooth motion during animation. The direction of loop, shape of loop, everything matters, so do it carefully. Here you can see the power and usage of annotations tool. Now we can clearly create perfect shape that we want. Isn't it cool guys? Second I started modeling owl foot separately. I started with circle mesh, then shape it in foot shape. I model feet separately because I can work with bigger space and I can focus more because feet are little bit complex. After completion of foot base I started modeling finger and nails, which are very easy to model. Just extruding stuff, but only if you know proper anatomy. Here you will see after modeling one finger other I duplicated, then I joined them with foot base. This saved lots of time. You can call this smart work and you should also do. It's great guys. After completion of foot you can join them with legs by keyboard keys Ctrl J. Then I started working on hand, which is also not complex, but make sure to put proper loop in joint area, otherwise problem can occur during animating. So do it correctly. Anatomy of bird are not much different than humans. Mostly similar muscle you can find in bird. But structure are different in bird. Type on internet bird anatomy, you will find lots of reference. Now we apply mirror modifier. Till now you have watched me working on only one side. Because other side work will done by mirror modifier, which is also very cool. After I added UV sphere for character eyes and fitted properly. After apply the subdivision surface modifier. But always work turning on and off the sub D modifiers and make sure mesh is perfect in shape. Now modeling of internal mouth, what I did first I selected the outer beak and then I duplicated after by pressing SI shrink the size down. Then I joined the duplicated beak with outer beak just by filling faces. Haha, it's easy guys, isn't it? After then I shape out the head of owl. And you all know owl have heart-shaped head. So spread some love and make the heart shape. But make sure you don't get hurt. Okay, then I started modeling tongue, which is also very easy. First I hide the top beak faces, then select some faces of bottom beak and duplicated it. And I separate the duplicated faces with original mesh by pressing P. Then I started shaping the tongue. Okay, now interesting things we will do. Make our character to real world size. For that I used Blender free human asset you can download from Blender website. From library asset I added human, which will act as reference. Size it down in real size. This is very important thing to do after modeling any model. Okay guys, our character modeling is completed. Okay, after completion of modeling I started making vertex group for hair. By this we can grow hair on specific part of character. First select the vertices. After selecting on right panel there will be vertex groups box. In there add group and name it properly and click on assign button. Here you will see how I create different vertex groups. After completion of creating vertex groups, I started creating shape key. You can find menu down the vertex groups. Add shape key by pressing plus icon. First will be basic and second will be our custom shape key that we will make. In edit mode, and also you can edit in sculpt mode, but make sure to turn on pin icon. After go in edit mode and make whatever shape you want. I created open mouth, which is very important. After creating shape key, I started marking seam on character body. Obviously for UV unwrapping, which will flat out a 3D character in 2D, so we can apply texture or color on our character. Make sure don't make too much seam. This can cause problems later. Okay, now applying mirror modifier, but make sure to turn on U and V tick mark. This will create mirror of seam that we marked. Then apply the modifiers. Okay, now we will make our 3D character into 2D. Which is awesome. First split the window, then change working space to UV unwrap, then select whole character and go to UV menu and select unwrap. And boom, our character goes in two-dimensional world. But for that we have to cut him with the seam we marked. Haha. Then change working space in image editor and click on new image and make whatever size image you want. But standard images you can make are 2K and 4K image. You can make images according to your PC power. If PC is low, make 2K images. After then go in texture paint mode and from up select our newly created image. And start painting the texture. This just like painting, but we paint in 3D. Haha. And one important thing, whenever you painting is completed, make sure to save image, otherwise you will be in big trouble. I generally save my image texture in PNG format, which gives nice results. Okay guys, now I am painting pattern design, mostly barn owl have. It is created by overlapping of feathers. And its look like hypnotic pattern, which make them more interesting and beautiful design. After design completion, I used little bit smear brush to make them more realistic. But don't apply too much, it make messy. Then after I gave material to tongue. First I selected the red pinkish color in base slot. Then I decreased the roughness. Obviously to make tongue wet. Okay guys, these full presentation of base color of character. Okay, after completion of texture painting I added hair. Here first I added body hair. For adding hair I went in particle menu and change button from emitter to hair. After I change hair length and then short. So it can look furry. After I went down in menu in density I select the body vertex groups. See, the vertex groups I created early is useful here. Then I change mode to particle edit and started combing hair with help of comb brush. I created different vertex groups for different part of body to add hair. This way we work freely and without increasing much power of our PC. And also we can focus more on specific part. Blender is now so much improved. Now working in Blender is fun. After completion of hair combing I applied materials, which will give life to hair. Here my project is Eevee based, so I will apply material differently. If you use Cycle there is great hair material build. But in Eevee I added diffuse BSDF, glossy BSDF, subsurface scattering and curve info. Then I mixed them with mix shader, and for color I added image texture and added image that we painted earlier, owl based color. Then I went in render menu and in curve info I changed strand to strip. Then in hair particle menu in hair shape. Decrease the value and make hair thinner. Which gives fluffy and cute results. Do this for every hair you have created. Decrease the shape size of hair after changing strand to strip in curve info. Here is the full presentation of hair. Okay, now feathers time. For feathers I painted them in Krita painting software. Which is great and also it is free. And if you are going to make realistic, then apply original texture images of feathers. You can find on internet. Here the principle is that make background transparent. And for export use format PNG. Then after I started modeling feathers with plane. See how I make simple feathers? Birds have different type of feathers: primary, secondary, tail feathers. So I have painted them differently. After modeling in edit mode in UV menu, I selected unwrap. Then I added feathers alpha image that I exported from Krita. Then adjust the feathers properly. After in shader editor, join the image and make sure to connect alpha dot to principal BSDF dot. This will make transparent image and we will only see the painted feathers. Make sample of different feathers in different collections, so we can use them later faster. Okay, now time to add feathers in arm. First I duplicated the small feathers, and instead of duplicating one by one I used array modifier. Which is, again, cool, but make sure to overlap the feathers and don't align them in one axis, give little bit space, because it will create black color problem. So properly slide the slider of array modifier. I also added solidify modifier which gives thickness to feathers. After adjust the feathers in arm and you can add feathers with count options. Okay, out of topic, some facts out owl. You know owl can fly without making any noise because their feathers are smooth. And they cannot move their eyes like us, instead they rotate the head. How was the facts, guys? Tell me about in comment box. Okay, back to our topic. After completion of arm feathers, I started modeling the tail feathers. I done this separately because I want to show you that tail feathers are straight in shape. Okay, after modeling I adjusted the tail feathers like paper fan, which can obviously close and open. So, adjust the feathers in overlap pattern. After rigging it's look awesome. After completion of feathers attachment I added hair to the smaller feathers and combed them in downward direction. This will hide our overlap between two feathers upward and downward. But don't do it on character back. In front you can also see in reality also bird feathers are covered. You mainly see the flight feathers and tail feathers of birds. And also make sure to cut hair in proper shape according to wing shape by cut brush in particle edit mode. Here is our full character ready to rock and roll, and one thing I rigged this character with Rigify. I hope love this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, have a good day.